Hello and welcome to this calm and silent night. Today, in Yokai Mysteries, we will take a look on a horrible tale full of hatred, demons, kidnappings, evil, and mystery. A tale that will surely grab your attention and keep you up at night. We will talk about the great and terrible that was Shuten Douji. So, grab your protective seals and let's get into it. Our story begins on the Heian period, under the rule of the Emperor Ichijo, on the beautiful capital of Kyoto, with wonderful sceneries, nature, elegance and prosperity, full of wonderful people, brave men, skilled artists, and beautiful women. But deep inside that beauty, there was a terrible evil hidden between the mountains, an evil so great that remained as a legend, a cautionary tale, and a terrible reminder of the evil that the world could contain. The mystery begins with the disappearance of several beautiful women, innocent, pure, and elegant. They were disappearing from the capital out of the blue, without any warning or explanation, leaving their loved ones with terrible grief and the general public with a great fear. It was the prettiest girls who disappeared into the dark, the kindest ones, the representation of purity, beauty, and elegance. One after another, night after night, they disappeared into the misty forest to never be seen again. Confusion was a common daily feeling among the population. At night, people used to see women walking alone, shadows lurking behind nearby trees, only to lose the woman from sight, leaving behind only a horrible and crawling feeling in their hearts, to later hear a horrible scream, forcing them to look in the direction of the sound, only to find that the woman was nowhere to be found. Sooner than later, the people knew what was behind the mysterious and unfortunate disappearances. Oni, demons. With their hearts full of fear, the locals approached the government officials seeking help and refuge from the horror that was lurking on Kyoto's shadows. The imperial court, confused by the local stories, decided to seek the help of the most powerful and reliable Onmyo mage, Abe no Senmei. He would surely know what was going on in the capital, and surely he will be the only one up to this task. The Onmyoji reached the capital as soon as he could, only to feel dread as soon as he entered the capital. He knew something was terribly wrong. Without any hesitation, he began practicing rituals and incantations in order for him to discover the origin of this terrible evil. He began with a fire ritual, where he asked the fire to give him visions that could clarify the situation. With enormous determination and supreme magic powers, a vision came to him. It was then when he spoke the terrible words, "Demons, King of Demons, the demon of Oeyama, Mount Oe, Shuten Douji." He was terrified by the vision and started to sweat. It was a very rare sight to see the legendary Onmyoji this terrified. However, his job was done, so he told the court what he knew about the demons and told them about the vision. Before he left, he suggested to summon their most skilled and powerful warrior to deal with the threat, a warrior so pure and brave that nothing could stop him. This was because only the bravest and the fiercest of the warriors will be able to put a stop to this threat. Not able to afford the loss of any young ladies, the court summoned one of their most powerful warriors to put a stop to the abductions, known as Minamoto no Yorimitsu, or Raikou for short. He was a fearsome soul that was actually a historical figure whose deeds were immortalized as legend. Without any delay, the legendary warrior reported for duty, knowing that this was going to be a great challenge, and so he summoned his greatest allies, legendary warriors who similarly had their legacies mythologized. Watanabe no Tsuna, Sakata no Kintoki, Urabe no Suetake, and Usui Sadamitsu. These people were known as the Shitenno. Readying their weapons and their brave hearts, they departed from the capital and into the Mount Oe, with the sole mission to stop the great king of demons, Shuten Douji, a terrible and powerful demon who was able to transform into a seemingly normal human being. However, whenever he slept or got drunk, which was his favorite hobby, he would return into his true form. A terrible 15 feet in height demon with a red body and a 5-horned head, 15 eyes, one leg being white and the other being black, and arms yellow with blue. The warriors, knowing that they were walking into the greatest challenge of their lives, decided to stop in a nearby shrine to pay for good luck and divine protection. It was when they stumbled upon 4 Yamabushi priests who approached the warrior, telling them that they wanted to help out and that they had a plan that could work. The Yamabushi priests told the warriors that the demons were wary of priests and that the best bet to reach the King of Demons' palace in one piece was to disguise themselves as priests. In that way, the demons will feel like the warriors were actually not a threat. The warriors prayed at the shrine and accepted the advice from the 4 wise priests, following a path down the nearby river. When they reached the river, they encountered an old and fearful woman who was doing some laundry. As soon as she saw the disguised warriors, she ran to them and asked for help. She explained that she was kidnapped, and she was one of the victims of Shuten Douji and his band. But this was not all. The old woman explained that the kidnapped young maidens were being forced to act as maids and slaves. Yeah, that kind of slaves too. And that the demons used them as they pleased, only to slaughter the girls after, ate their flesh and drink their blood. Horrified by this confession, the Yamabushi priests took a container from their robes and offered it to Raiko. This container was full of what the priest called divine sake. They told the warriors that they should pay a visit to those horrible demons and ask for lodging, offering in exchange the sake. They also offered Raiko a divine helmet, which they suggested to be worn under his normal helmet, in order to ensure divine protection. After that, the Yamabushi priests left with a mysterious manner, only for Raikou to understand that those priests were in reality the shrine divinities disguised, testing their will and bravery. The old woman pointed into the direction of the lair of the demons and then ran away frightened. Raikou's party, pretending to be Yamabushi priests, gained entry at Shuten Douji's palace. Raikou disarmed the demon's suspicion by explaining that they, as Yamabushi, followed the ways of the Enno Gyoja, whom he says was a teaching that was compassionate and hospitable towards demons. The warriors drank up the blood sake and heartily ate the human flesh that the demons were consuming in order to gain further confidence. At the height of the drunken feast, Raikou offers Shuten Douji the divine sake, which was poisonous to demons. Shuten Douji, without suspicion, drinks the sake and now, drunk, begins to tell his life and recounts how his henchman, Ibaraki Douji, lost an arm in an encounter with Tsuna, one of Raikou's men. This is when Shuten Douji explains that he hates humans, because they are full of lies and that demons are the only true beings. Raikou explains that priests do not lie, and that they were going to teach Shuten Douji that some humans can be trusted. After that, Douji replies, "There is nothing false in the words of demons." After Shuten Douji and the demons drank all the divine sake, they were feeling drowsy, so they went to sleep. This was the chance that the warriors were waiting for, so they equipped their hidden armor and snuck into the Shuten Douji's sleeping chambers. When they finally arrived to the chamber and noticed the massive and horrible demon sleeping, suddenly the deities that were dressed as priests before appeared. They were carrying magical chains which were used in order to tie down the demon in his sleep. The warriors prepared their weapons to strike and kill the demon once and for all. However, the demon with his terrible and massive strength woke up exclaiming, "How sad! I knew humans lie. There is only truth in the words of demons." The warriors attacked with their swords as fast as they could before Shuten Douji was able to defend himself, managing to cut off his head. Relieved, the warriors sat down on the floor. But suddenly, in a final act of vengeance, Shuten Douji's decapitated head flew towards Raiko in an attempt to bite off his head, only to bite a hard helmet that was on his way. Were it not for the helmet, our hero would likely have lost his life there. The other demons, hearing the commotion, began waking up, so the warriors immediately grabbed their weapons and began a horrible and bloody battle. Being Raiko the one who slaughtered the most powerful demon lieutenants that guarded Shuten Douji. After a terrible fight, the warriors were badly hurt, but triumphant nevertheless. They managed to survive and freed the kidnapped woman from their cells. Back home, Raiko and his comrades are lauded and praised, with the whole court celebrating their victory over the Oni of Mount Oe. Shuten Douji is one of the 4 most powerful demons and supernatural beings from Japanese mythology. Some say that the demon was so strong that he could not be killed, so he was sealed on a divine temple forever. Shuten Douji was a very complicated and controversial figure of the time, and we will analyze him in a later video. In the meantime, if you enjoy ancient Japanese stories and entertaining content, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. It will help me a lot to keep creating content like this. I also stream on Twitch, so be sure to follow me and catch me on my streams. It will be an honor to have you there. My name is Afliko, thank you so much for watching, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.